everyone, this is Mumbi here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something a bit different. So I've got Desmond as my guest. We're going to talk about the uncertainties. Uncertainties. We're going to talk about the uncertainties surrounding international students, and theirs happens to be one. So if you're interested in knowing how things are going on this end, if you're considering becoming an international student in the next few months, or if if you have the same questions, who knows, just stay tuned. And yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Des, would you introduce?
I thought you did. Okay, so my name is Desmond. I'm a student at University of South Australia, UniSA, and yeah, I'm in my final year of finishing my degree. And this is some insight about what is currently happening down here. So yeah.
So do you want to tell us what you're studying?
Yeah, so I'm doing a bachelor's in construction management, and I'm hopefully gonna graduate in December. I mean, in the midst of all these uncertainties of who knows who's graduating when,
yeah.
We do hope that all will go well, we'll proceed, and yeah, people will graduate when they're supposed to graduate.
So when are you supposed to graduate?
I'm meant to graduate in December.
Mm-hmm.
But already the April graduations have been cancelled, so that means we don't know the guys who are graduating in April, what's going to happen to them. Are they going to graduate in August? Are they going to graduate September? But yeah, I'm just hoping I can graduate in December.
Okay.
That's that.
So what's changed in terms of how your studies were being held, like on campus before and now?
Yeah, so pretty much if you're international, all you need to do is it's all face-to-face learning. There's no chance of doing it online. Maybe one unit you can do it online, but most of the time they just be like, oh, you have to go to class, you know. Mm-hmm. You have to report, so gotta be keen on that attendance, you know. So yeah, face-to-face learning, and then last week I think they decided to push it to online. So yeah, currently as it is, everything's just online, like all the lectures, tutorials. The only thing that's a bit of uncertain is things to do with like the guys who have to go for placement. Because they seized all the placement. Yeah, this is everyone's placement pretty much. So it's like,
is it just for engineering or
no,
for the faculty as well?
I mean, this cuts across the board. Like people who are doing nursing, as far as I know, maybe it might be different in other uni, but as far as UniSA goes, they communicated and they said that yeah, they've seized all placement until further notice. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. I know those guys what can you say, don't know what's gonna happen with the ones who have not finished, and yeah, so let's just put it this way, a lot of things have been left hanging. So yeah.
Okay, so I've also studied here, and I believe that even now, like normally international students pay a lot of money, and because we have to go to class, you're sort of charged more because you're gonna use the amenities at school and whatnot. But then normally, if you, like for local students, they have the option to study online or come to class. Okay, if you go to class, you sort of pay more money than if you study online. And at the moment, I believe there are certain student bodies that are trying to advocate for international students to get even just a bit of money back because you're studying at home. So really, why are you incurring the full cost?
Yeah. That's actually,
of,
yeah.
You know,
That's actually a bone
the
of
fee.
contention. That's actually
Yeah.
a bone of contention when it
Yeah.
comes to because essentially you're a full fee paying, and you're paying to be in class. You're paying to have that face to face. So if you're not getting that, you're getting half of your what you paid for.
Yeah.
You could as well be back home
Studying online.
studying online. So yeah, a lot of people I know have raised that issue.
Yeah.
And it's funny enough, I've applied, when you apply, or personally, I've applied for a unit that I need to study online in Melbourne. And the fees there, they do charge half the fees. So I'd assume that they do that when it comes to paying of like your units. I think if you're doing it online, you're not supposed to be a full fee paying. At least there should be subsidies given, There should be a criteria for that.
Yeah.
Pretty much, so yeah.
So I guess what's really pissing us off is that, number one, the government is sort of just silent, sidelining international students who, by the way, bring billions of dollars to the Australian economy as a whole. But then, in the midst of all this coronavirus pandemic, all of a sudden, international students, you're just hanging. There's nothing being said. There's nothing being said about fees. There's nothing being guaranteed in terms of finishing school. Remember that every person on an international visa is here on every international student who's here is on a visa. For some people, for whatever reasons, the visas might be expiring soon, and you can't be here illegally, number one. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, like, what do I do if my visa is expiring? And if my classes are on hold, or I can't finish my placement, what am I doing? Migration agents here do not come for free. They are not cheap, I can tell you that. So,
and there's some shitty ones as well.
There's some really
very shitty ones that you need to look out for.
Yeah. So even as if you're an international student studying here in Australia, be very careful the migration agents that you're going to for advice. Some of them are just out there for money. Some of them are giving you the wrong information. I'd be advising you to go on the Home Affairs. Sorry, not Home Affairs. What's it called? Inaitwa nini? Immigration website.
Imi.gov.
Yeah, imi.gov, something like that. But there's a proper immigration website that you're supposed to go on, and I'll put on the proper link below this video. So yeah, go on that website, find out for yourself what's happening. But rest assured that there's a lot of uncertainty, and we really don't know what's going on. Now, with graduation,
yeah, that's
another issue altogether.
You can call it a red line, green line, like no one knows what's happening.
Yeah,
that's
so having graduated, 2018, this is a process. After you finish uni, you're supposed to wait for a letter of completion, all right, to state that you finished uni on this date, and then with that letter of completion, you use it to apply for a working visa, like a postgraduate visa, all right? And this applies to people doing undergrads and masters. I did a master's program, he's doing an undergrad program. So without that letter of completion, you cannot apply for a graduate visa unless the state states otherwise. That's just how it is. You have to wait for that letter. Now, if you don't know when you're going to even finish class, how do you know when to apply for a new visa? How do you know how to financially prepare? This actually impacts a lot of people mentally.
A lot of people have been caught up in that mayhem, that chaos of like, hey manze, what am I doing? Like, what's the future like? What should I do? So it's caught a lot of people off guard.
So kwa ground vitu ni different. And then if you're considering coming to Australia in the next couple of months, I'd advise you to just hold that thought until things are cleared out, because even the students who are studying here now, don't even know what's happening. So I guess we're just really hoping for things to be cleared out sooner than later, but it's just it's really bad. Like we really don't know what's happening, because the federal government and the state government are not saying anything about the future of international students. They keep saying, oh, we'll talk about it, we'll deal with it, but if we're being honest, according to the news, the priorities are how to deal with the economy, how to keep guys
not sick.
You know, yeah, like
social
distancing, hand hygiene, stimulus packages that are only going out for Australian citizens and non-residents.
When are they stimulating us? We need some stimulus. Who is ScoMo? I think he should really budget for temporary visa people. So that's a big issue as well.
Because here's the thing. A lot of people have lost jobs, both local and international. There are a lot of people here on working visas as well, including myself. So there's no talk of stimulus packages for non-residents and non-citizens. So a lot of people who've lost their jobs, I can't even imagine what they're going through. It's like we're just in a limbo. We just don't know what's happening. So I feel really sorry for everyone who's lost a job that can't even afford paying rent. I mean, it's affected the whole world. For those people who are thinking, when you're going to Australia, you should have sorted yourself financially. But who would have predicted a pandemic?
So it cuts across the board. It's like back home as well as here.
Yeah.
So it's like, both sides of the coin are tricky. Things are bad, you know. I mean, it's good Kenya doesn't have like that many cases.
But then the other thing is people are working from home. Those who can. The dollar has gone so low. I think now it's trading at 61. 1 AU dollar is like 61 bob.
Yeah.
And before it was 75. Like
even 80.
Yeah, even 80.
I told you, 2011, the Australian dollar was doing better than the US dollar. So it's an actual 9-year period that we have been on a downhill.
Yeah.
So I mean,
even for guys who are relying on money to be sent from back home, of course it's challenging. Of course it's hard. I mean, who's got savings that's gonna last them a whole year if this is how long the pandemic will last? There's no sympathy or empathy that internationals are receiving from the government at the moment, and we just don't know what's gonna happen. We just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, you always hope for the best, but I just think I don't even know if there could be a plan B at this point.
I mean, I think the only thing that's come out of this is they've lifted the working hours for...
that's a good thing. That's a good thing,
people who are studying nursing or working in aged care facilities and hospitals and whatever, or I think people who are also working in supermarkets, they've lifted the hours. So instead of working for 40 hours a fortnight, now you can work full time. However, that's also dependent on your employee. Like as an international student, if you're not in a profession that allows you to enjoy that benefit at the moment, you're still doing your 40 hours or even less. Mbaya sana there are people now who are just totally jobless, can't receive money from home, and as much as we are trying as a community to help each other, utasaidia kila mtu. You can't. It's impossible to help everyone.
Because the biggest sectors that have been affected, one, tourism.
Yeah.
That's the biggest anyway.
Yeah.
And then you go to aviation. I mean, who would have thought being a pilot you'd have to be freaking put down, laid off,
Put down like a dog.
Put down, yeah. Tiger been put down. Because a tiger ni kuna personal nini na
tiger. Stood down, see put down.
Okay, stood down, yeah. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so you have aviation, you have tourism, and then you have hospitality, which those three are quite a backbone of like workers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'd say it's unfortunate for people working in that industry, but problem is if it's either you're now on the stimulus Yeah, either on the haves or they have
or
nots.
they have not. And seriously, this is bringing out like
yeah.
that gap between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, you know, and I do get it. Like, priority, of course, goes to the citizens and the residents. But hey, international students who work here also pay tax.
Exactly.
We pay our taxes. We work like everyone else. We are paying rent like everyone else. So I really don't see why there can't be any form of relief or
we need stimulus.
stimulation.
We need stimulation
For international students. So yeah, that's the reality of things at the moment. I wish I could refer people to places where they could seek help. And I think at the moment the only places I can think of, the only places I can think of are like mental counseling services for uni. If you're having it really rough, you can look around for food banks where you can get free food. Just check online where you can get a few free supplies, because there are a lot of volunteers who are actually helping out people who are doing it rough. And if you're at risk of homelessness, please do not be silent. Do not die in agony. Do not go down the path for depression and anxiety, because that's like a reality for a lot of people who have no financial income at the moment. And it's even worse if you're an international with no source of income. Please don't go down that road. Ask for help. If you need to, send us an email, comment down below. I don't know, find a way to communicate to someone who can help, but don't be silent. Just say something. I'm sure we can find out ways that the community is helping people to survive in these rough times. It's affecting everyone, so look out for yourself.
I mean, I'd put it as a light moment. It could as well be like there was a Melbourne man. You saw people. The other day there was a guy in Melbourne. He got a panic attack of wanting to help people, and then went to the bank. Chomwad, 10K.
When dishing out money to guys who are on the Centrelink line.
Those people who are pangaring those lines, come as a Nyayo house. Don't worry, a good Samaritan.
You never
will come dishing out dollar bills.
You never know. But seriously though, don't be silent. Ask for help. To come back to Diana, I may not be able to help anyone financially, but I can definitely recommend a few places where you can get supplies if you're doing it really rough. I'll actually put down a few links
actually, so we'll be able to, you can check them down.
Absolutely. So Des, is there anything else you want to tell us?
Just stay safe, guys. And yeah, you guys, let's brave this. Let's get through these tough times. In every storm, there's a silver lining.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah, keep the faith. Stay positive. Yeah. Ask for help, but if you're in a position to help a neighbor, help a friend. I mean, you can't. There's no way you can't help anyone at all in these times of need. Even if it's just picking up your phone, ring someone, check up on your friends, check up on your families back at home. We know it's really rough, especially for people who have to be isolated here with no friends they can see, and just with entire families back in their native countries. We know it's really rough, but don't stay silent. Reach out, ask for help, and spread love. All right, so that wraps up our video. Thanks so much for watching, and as always,